Aló.
Continúa la decadencia, la caída del gobierno de Gabriel Boric, que a lo largo del tiempo hemos visto cómo fracasa y fracasa permanentemente, pero que ser el fracaso político se ha visto muy complicado por algunas campañas. Primero, el problema diplomático comenzó a ver que Israel está escalando y al mismo tiempo vemos acusaciones duras contra Giorgio Jackson y el regreso de Cecilia podríamos decir atreverse a hacer más cosas y está un poco defendiendo la figura de Piñera, que apareció no en la política y casi me da la impresión como que estuviera pensando en ir nuevamente como candidato presidencial. El balde reunió se pusieron los suscriptores más recientes, es decir, hacer un aporte y se mantiene independiente. Así que si alguno de ustedes quiere hacer un aporte voluntario en un grupo o un criptomoneda, una aporte mensual por Facebook o una fundación, pueden seguir haciendo comentando, dando like y compartiendo este video en sus redes sociales. Hemos visto como hubo una serie de escándalos asociados al gobierno de Gabriel Boric y el más reciente fue tanto así que el Estado de Israel
This man is in rather a bad state. This man has been fighting and he smells of alcohol. Care for a cigarette, monsieur?
What's that? Scented cigarettes? No, thanks.
Bien. I was trying to be friendly, but you are quite right. Let us get down to business. You threatened to kill your wife, and now she is dead.
So what? You shouldn't take things so seriously, sir. Nothing but empty threats. We didn't get on all that badly.
So, if things were going so well with your wife, why did you not live with her?
She was the one that left. Nothing to do with me, sir.
Ah, women are flighty creatures. Did she run away with another man?
Flighty? You talk funny. One thing for sure, if my wife was seeing another man, I'd have given her a good beating.
Interesting. And what were you doing yesterday at the end of the afternoon?
Can't recall.
You had been drinking again.
The occasional slap, sir, that's all.
And you cannot even remember how you ripped the coat?
I got it stuck in a door.
The truth is that someone gave you a good beating.
A beating? No way. All right, he tore my coat and gave me a black eye. You see the state of him?
Very interesting. Who is the other that you struck?
Probably best if I tell you everything. Yesterday afternoon, I met Roderick Tanner. We'd bet on a dog fight together.
An illegal bet, naturally.
Yes, sir. Our dog won. Roderick got the money, but he refused to give me my share.
And you fought about it. What time was this?
In the evening, about 6, I think. We were on the other side of town. You see, I couldn't have killed my wife.
Asher's alibi appears to be confirmed. All the same, I'm going to call and check that he did have a fight with this Tanner on the afternoon of the murder. You can never trust this sort of chap.
One thing is certain, Asher was a ruffian who used to beat his wife.
But he is not very educated. It certainly was not him who wrote the letter signed ABC. Let's resume, Hastings. We know the murderer pretended to be a customer. He did not kill her for money, that appears to be certain.
I agree with you on that point.
And the murderer left an ABC guide as a signature. Therefore, it's likely he wrote the letter.
Indeed, but that doesn't explain why and how he did it.
You are quite right. Why he did it is a mystery. But as for how he did it, we do know enough to try and reconstruct the events. The killer enters the shop. Mrs. Asher turns around to greet her customer. The murderer asks her for some tobacco. She turns her back to him. He seizes the opportunity to strike her. He then places the ABC upside down before leaving. Everything appears to match the crime scene, mon cher Hastings. That is exactly what happened.
Asher has a strong alibi, and we don't have any other suspect. But what was the point of this crime?
She had no debts. She gave Franz Asher money regularly. She wasn't owed money. Nobody stood to gain anything.
No doubt about it, the murderer is insane.
And I fear that we had not heard the last of him.
I hope you're wrong for once.
Bien, let's go back to London. If we hurry, we should catch the 7:02 train. Are you coming?
No, unfortunately, I have to talk with Andover police.
See you soon, then. Are you coming, Hastings? Let's go home. There's nothing for us here.
Well, do you have any idea about the killer's identity?
The crime was committed by a man of medium height, with red hair and suspicious eyes. He has a slight limp on the right foot, and a wart just below his shoulder blade.
Poirot!
Mon ami, what do you want? You fix upon me a look of dog-like devotion and demand of me a pronouncement à la Sherlock Holmes. Now for the truth. I do not know what the murderer looks like, nor where he lives, nor how to set hands upon him.
What shall we do, then?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Do not be so impatient, Hastings. The killer will manifest himself soon enough.
I thought I heard the postman. Maybe there's some news.
I would go and see. Ah, some cool air. Dear Mr. Poirot, well, what do you think? I believe that I won this round. The Andover affair went like clockwork, don't you feel? But the fun has only just started. I would like to draw your attention to Bexhill-on-Sea on the 25th of this month. We're having a crazy time. Best wishes, ABC. The next crime will be in Bexhill. We must warn Jap to Scotland Yard.
Did the letter indicate anything that might help the police?
To be honest, I think we can already guess something about the next victim. But I need to think about it a little more. Let us examine this more closely. Certain characters in the two letters may have similar defects. The W is not printed properly. Yes, the A appears to be quite unusual. Yes, the A appears to be quite unusual. The W is not printed properly. Yes, this I is weird. The W is not printed properly. Yes, this I. Yes, this I. Let us examine the characters in this word. I don't see anything in particular. Let us look at an... Yes, this I is weird. Yes, the A appears to be quite unusual. The W is not... Yes, the A appears to be quite unusual. Let us examine the character. Let us examine the characters in this word. Yes, the A. Let us examine the characters in this word. No, this character does not appear to have any defects. Let us examine another word. Let us examine the character. Yes, the A appears to be quite unusual. That's right. The A characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. I have to find some other similar defects to confirm my theory. Yes, this I is weird. Yes, the I characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. I have to find some other similar defects to confirm my theory. The W is not... Of course, the W characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. My theory was right. These two letters were written with the same typewriter.
Typewriter.
Both letters were written on the same typewriter and show the same characteristics.
You surprise me, Poirot. You usually ignore material proof.
But there is nothing usual about this case, Hastings. Nothing must be overlooked. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Oh. Veamos. Ay. ¿Qué podemos influir sobre la próxima víctima? Feo.
So, Poirot, have you found something?
Oui, I believe so. But I am afraid it is not enough to stop the murderer. Let us go and see Chief Inspector Chap. I will explain there.
Vamos.
Daily Flicker, June the 22nd, 1935. Battle over control of bank system. What will the government do for money? Andover, murder of a tobacconist. I've finished with this subject. It's impossible to get through to Scotland Yard. No doubt about it.
It may be time.
Soy hermoso. Tres puntos de ego. Oh.
It may be time to go to Scotland.
To Scotland Yard, please.
Uy. 22 de julio.
Jap has invested a great deal in his career.
Ahí está, Yoshikage, buena. Saluditos, se escucha bien mi voz. Estoy con el micrófono de la Play.
Jap is an investigator greatly respected by his peers.
¿Se escucha la voz o no?
Jap appears to be snowed under. Jap appears to already be overloaded with work. My news is not going to improve matters. Bonjour, Chief Inspector. I am afraid we have some bad news. I have just received another letter signed ABC. The next crime will be on the 25th in Bexhill-on-Sea.
Are you completely sure it's from the same person?
I have compared the two letters. There is no doubt about it.
I suppose you think he's going to carry out his threats.
I fear so.
Good God, Poirot. Bexhill is very busy at this time of year, and we have no idea who the next victim will be.
A ver, los vecinos sacamos quiénes son mayores.
I suspect that the name of the second victim will start with B.
What on earth makes you think such a thing?
I thought about it when I saw the name Asher clearly written over the shop door of the unfortunate woman who was murdered in Andover last month. When I received the letter mentioning Bexhill, I deduced that the victim, like the town, might have been chosen by alphabetical order.
So, it's an alphabet fiend. I'm going to have a list drawn up of all the people whose name starts with B. I hope there aren't too many of them.
Bien. We should leave you to work, Chief Inspector.
You have a few days to prepare yourself.
Thank you for coming, my friends.
Acá, parece que ahí debería sonar bien si es que hablo, creo.
Poirot?
Oh,
Chief Inspector Jap, your call does not bode well.
Indeed, we have just found the body of a young woman on the beach in Bexhill. An ABC was placed on the body.
We'll be there as soon as possible.
Uy. Puta que carga el juego. Hablar con Jap.
Bexhill is a delightful town. It would be nice to come back and visit.
I do not entirely agree. Walking at the beach damages my shoes, and it hurts my knee.
So the years have not spared you, my friend. It's the same for all of us.
That is exactly what I said to myself when I saw you back from your travels.
Poirot!
Do not be offended, Hastings. I can see Jap waiting for us. And from his face, I would say that things are not looking good.
¿Dónde chucha estoy? Allá.
Bexhill seems to be a pleasant little town.
Paseo marítimo.
Bexhill is a pretty little seaside resort with elegant architecture, although personally I prefer more modern buildings.
Vamos por acá. Oh, ahí cambió la hora. No, bueno, no. Con esa me voy para la casa, yo creo. Oh.
How do you do, gentlemen?
Chief Inspector?
I fear your admirer has struck again, Poirot. We haven't yet identified the victim, but it's a young woman, 20 to 25 years old. Death occurred last night between 11:30 and 1 o'clock, and we found an ABC guide on the body.
Was she pretty?
Come on, Poirot, that's rather out of place. It has no bearing on the murder.
Are you certain? For women, it is often the most important thing. It often decides their destiny.
The body hasn't been moved. You can see for yourself.
Has the press been informed?
Not yet, but I'm planning to. I haven't yet informed them about the presence of the ABC guide in Andover.
Nobody has reported a young woman missing?
Not for the moment.
No witnesses, I imagine?
Indeed. We've asked everybody who may have met a young woman fitting her description last night to come and see us, but I have little hope of gaining anything from it.
It's early days, Chief Inspector, and the news may not have spread around the town yet.
I hope you're right, Hastings.
There is no doubt about it. Bexhill has one of the most beautiful beaches in the area.
Beautiful picture.
The young woman wasn't wearing shoes or a coat, and was not carrying a bag. That's strange. Either the murderer stole her belongings, or she put them somewhere safe. Maybe so that she could bath. A braided seat belt. It may have belonged to the victim. This key is too small to be one for a house. Without a doubt, it is for a padlock.
Padlock.
The guide is open at the page for the Bexhill train times. These marks have been left by a rope or a braided cloth. Apart from the marks on her neck, there are no signs of the struggle. She didn't manage to hit her assailant. She was a great beauty. Strange that chap didn't notice it. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Confeccionar la víctima. Tengo una marca en el cuello. Por sorpresa.
The poor child must have been strangled with his braided belt. Unfortunately, in view of the fabric, it is unlikely that we will find any prints. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Bueno. Ya, bien como hemos enseñado.
The medical officer should confirm that the victim was strangled with her own belt.
That's what I thought.
micrófono bajo.
She shows the usual signs of strangulation.
With a little luck, we'll find prints this time.
Para, control D. Aló, aló, aló. Aló, aló, aló. Aló, aló, aló.
Hastings appears to be
Aló,
ill
aló,
at
aló.
ease. He appeared to be relatively indifferent to Mrs. Asher's murder, but a young woman's
Quizás el
murder
juego
seems
será
to
muy
be
alto,
troubling
no
him
estoy seguro.
greatly.
Pero es para probar, pues. ¿Qué vamos a hacer, Selene?
I fear that this... Certes.
Tenemos la llave.
This hut is locked. The key does not fit the lock. This hut is locked.
Ay, el juego se escucha muy fuerte. Bueno, hay que regular esa cuestión.
The key does not fit the lock. This
Aparte, otro el micrófono que estoy ocupando, el de la consola.
The key does not fit the lock.
¿Ah? Tiene un número, sí, wea. 6 o 9. Pam, la llave. Utilizar. Ah, está el revés. Siete 15.
A dual locking padlock.
Bueno, ¿cuántos son?
I need to find the code and then...
Ah, bueno. Uy. Jale. Ahí están todas las cosas.
It definitely was here that the victim left her belongings.
Los belongings.
Betty's first day at work. Mom is very proud of you. Elizabeth Barnard, 7 August 1931. So, the young lady did have a name starting with B, and she worked as a ginger cat, an establishment that must be slightly further along the beach.
¿Por qué había un...? ¿Por qué está el cuadro acá, weón?
The purse is full. Yet again, we can dismiss theft as the motive for the murder. Here is the watch she must have removed to prevent it from getting wet. A top brand lipstick. She liked to take care of her appearance. As well as a photo of the victim with some company. It could be useful to me.
It could be useful to me.
Jap has gone to the police. The victim has been identified and her family had reported her disappearance. She was called...
Elizabeth Barnard, mainly Betty. She worked as a ginger cat at the cafe slightly further along the beach.
But Poirot, how on earth...
Never mind. Do you have her address?
Yes, she lived with her parents on the street leading to the beach, number 22. Shall we go?
You are far too impatient, Hastings. Let the poor people take in the news first. Let us go and visit the cafe where Betty worked.
Bueno. Okay.
Could it be the same buildings as on the victim's photo?
Oh. Cúpula, el letrero.
This is definitely where the photo I found in the hut was taken. This is definitely where the photo I found in the hut was taken.
Uy.
I'll be with you in a minute, gentlemen.
Bueno.
This is a well-laid table. Nothing is out of place, and above all, no creases. What a pity. I don't have any change to make it work.
A mirar a la cabra.
Something tells me that she's the owner of the ginger cat.
Por lo ginger. Ua. Está, pero
This woman must be the owner of the ginger cat. It looks like something is bothering her.
How can I help you?
A hot chocolate and a tea for my friend, please.
I'll bring it straight away.
I need to know the time range during which Betty was working on her own. These are the different waiting staff's bills. Which ones were written by Betty? This page won't help me. Where is Betty? Interesting. Betty was alone between 5 p.m. and 7:30 p.m.
ah, puta.
Who did she serve? Betty worked from 11 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Would she have been alone at any time during her service? Most probably a family. This bill may have been written by Betty. There is probably another one. No, something's not right. This bill may have been written by Betty. There is probably another one. Most probably a family. No, something's not right. Betty was alone at just one of these 2 times.
Puedo encontrar la cabina en la playa. Es la bici bajo un...
Where is Betty?
De las 11 a las 7 y algo. A ver cómo...
Where is Betty? Most probably a single man, a whiskey lover. Maybe the murderer? This bill may have been written by Betty. There is probably another one. Most probably a family. Betty served a family and a man on his own, a whiskey drinker. Maybe the murderer. This information will help me to progress.
¿Qué hora? No entendí qué güey.
What? Gentlemen, what are you doing?
We are searching for clues, mademoiselle. My name is Hercule Poirot. I am a detective, and this is Captain Hastings. Does Betty Barnard work here?
That is correct. She should have been here a while ago. Punctuality is the first rule of politeness.
I fear that Miss Barnard will not be coming today. She has just been found, dead, on the beach a few hundred meters from the cafe.
How awful. Poor young thing. What happened?
She appears to have been murdered.
This is most distressing. How this will affect my business, I shudder to think.
Do not be so sure. Miss Barnard's tragic death may be a good advertisement for you.
It makes one despair of human nature. Poor young girl. She was a hard-working and pleasant young woman. I didn't know her that well. She'd only been here for 2 summers. I know that she had a young man. He used to call for her sometimes.
This photo was found. Is this him?
Yes, that's him all right. But I haven't seen him for some time.
Do you think there may have been some problems between them?
I'm not on those sort of terms with my staff. Now, please excuse me, I have work to do.
Push.
The customer who ordered the whiskey might provide us more information. He may have been the last one to see Betty alive.
It is an interesting idea, Hastings. Maybe he is a regular guest. What do you think, mademoiselle?
I don't think so. Our regular guests tend to order tea and cakes. At this time of the year, there are a lot of tourists about you never see again.
That's what I thought. Time to visit Betty's home. I've finished with this subject.
I have nothing to add on the subject of Miss Bernard. Please convey my condolences to her family.
Ah, vieja pesa.
Miss Marion is not the sort of witness that my friend enjoys questioning.
A todas las respuestas respondidas. Vamos a ver si hay testigos. Camina rápido.
Hastings appears to be ill at ease. He appeared to be relatively indifferent to Mrs. Asher's murder, but a young woman's murder seems to be troubling him greatly.
Amigo, es porque la cabra estaba más o menos.
Hastings...
Cuéntame por qué se puso
certes.
en blanco y negro.
But how many times would he... How do you do, mademoiselle? My name is Hercule Poirot.
Oh, Poirot.
I know you. You're that detective we hear all about.
I do not know if that is a compliment, but I will take it as one for now. You are Betty's sister, I believe?
Yes. My name is Megan.
Can we come in?
Please do.
Please do.
My parents are at the police station. I doubt they'll be up to speaking to you later.
Do not worry, we will not bother them.
Did you know your sister's plans for yesterday evening?
No. I arrived by train this morning. My parents called me in a panic when they discovered that Betty had disappeared. She went out last night, but she didn't tell them where she was going.
What was your last conversation about?
Her new dress. She wanted a pair of black stockings to go with it. Mother brought her a pair. The very day it happened. She was crying. And to think that Betty never even wore them. Oh, Mummy.
It would not be polite to visit the house without being invited to do so.
Bien. Técnicas vampíricas.
The Barnard appear to make music a priority in their budget. Their home is modest, but the Barnards are definitely music lovers.
No me diga. ¿Habrá un logro por mirarse en todos los espejos del juego?
What is she feeling at the moment?
Boys, no.
Mr. Poirot, I don't like being stared at. If you have something to say, would you please say it to me?
Betty's
Bueno, pero
older
no se enoje.
sister is not just sad, she's angry.
Conversemos.
Did Betty go out often?
My sister wasn't a child, sir. She used to go out. She enjoyed films, dancing. She was a very good girl who didn't hang around with men. That's what they always say, no?
The pain is making you bitter, Mademoiselle Barnard.
I'm not interested in your compassion, Mr. Poirot.
Très bien, mademoiselle. Could you at least tell me a little about Betty's young man?
His name is Donald Fraser, a very nice young man. Oh, excuse me, I have to answer that.
But of course.
Pero,
Betty's room is opposite the stairs on the first floor. Feel free to take a look if you think it might be useful.
bueno.
This young woman is far too clever not to have anything else for us.
Do you think she's hiding something?
That is what I'm trying to find out.
Por supuesto.
Surely you don't think she did it?
I did not say anything of the sort. But young women always ruin your judgment, Hastings. Who knows, maybe Megan was jealous of her attractive young sister.
I see. She may have had her sights on the inheritance. Or maybe she was in love with Donald Fraser.
We have to study all scenarios, even the most unlikely. But I doubt that Mr. and Mrs. Barnard are rich enough to justify murder. While I try and get Miss Barnard to talk, I would like you to try and find Donald Fraser. It should be easy to find the estate agents where he works. Bring him to the Ginger Cat. I would like to talk with him before the Chief Inspector finds him.
Uah. Sí, acabó.
Megan invited me to... A box of new stockings.
Of new stockings.
It looks like Betty has a very busy life. Betty liked luxury and going out. And being as pretty as she was, she probably did not have any problem getting herself invited. Looking at all the clothes she took out, Betty must have had a problem deciding what to wear. Maybe she had a date? This small key should be useful to me. Medicine to prevent voice loss. Did Betty have problems with her voice?
Cantaba. Cantaba el micrófono ya.
Something on this clock bothers me. What a strange mechanism. I don't think it serves to turn the hands.
Ok. Está bien. ¿Eh?
The cogs are blocked by these wooden panels. The cogs are blocked by these wooden panels. This metal disc is stuck. This metal disc is... Strange. A sheet of paper is blocked in the clock. Strange. A sheet of...
Stranger.
This decoration appears to be firmly fastened. This decoration appears to be... This wooden panel is blocked. This wooden panel is blocked. I can't open it. A record sleeve with a handwritten title. Betty must have recorded the demo. I'd be interested to hear it.
A ver. Aquí.
It looks like Betty was also a music lover, the same as her family. Without a doubt, Betty used to sing.
Coche, a ver, ¿cuál selectivo?
Without a doubt, Betty used to sing. Something on this clock bothers me. This decoration appears to be firmly fastened. This decoration appears to be firmly fastened. This decoration appears... This leg is not well attached.
¿Qué bolas son?
This wooden panel is blocked. Good. It should be possible to open the wooden panel. Look, a key.
Buena.
This could be useful.
Una llave pequeña. Joyero, llave pequeña. Ahí.
What's this?
5-3.
What's this? What a strange mechanism. I don't think it serves to turn the hands.
Sí, es así. Uno. ¿Vale?
I definitely need an object to make these cogs turn.
Este.
No, the key does not fit this cog.
Ah, esta. Esta wea. En este. Mira. Wea. Esta.
Ah, something clicked on the front of the clock.
Boing. Whee!
This could be useful. Betty, I enjoyed a wonderful evening in your company, and I hope that we will see each other again very soon. D. My dearest Betty, I know that your art is already spoken for, but you are the most beautiful dancer I have ever had the pleasure of meeting, and I am impatient to see you again. Adrian.
Era media.
A record sleeve with an handwritten type.
¿Qué tengo? No tengo ninguna pregunta que responder. Escuchar el disco de Betty.
Betty, I enjoyed My dearest Betty.
My dearest Betty.
Without a doubt, Betty used to sing.
Voy a preguntar a la hija. Oiga, saque su...
Family photos and files.
Reflexión.
Let us see. What is this?
What is this? Vale. Dos más dos. Oh, no entiendo.
This looks like solfège.
Espero que no haya ninguna clave.
There is bound to be a clue somewhere.
Ah, ya. lo menos. A ver. Uno de esos. Para hacer uno de esos. Tres para hacer ese. Un 4. Puedo hacer un... que sería... A ver, sería... dos de esto. No, tres. Uno de esos y dos de esos.
There is bound to be a...
Dos. Dos. Uno.
I heard the sound of a mechanism being triggered.
Ah, ya. Esta wea tiene repartido los controles en...
That doesn't work. I must have forgotten a step. That doesn't work. I must have forgotten a step.
A ver. Puta. Ah.
I cannot open it. It looks like the mechanism is blocking it.
El longanismo.
That doesn't work. I must have forgotten a step.
Yucatán. ¿Eh? Vamos a observar el disco. 78T. Uepa. Pero weón.
I just have to put the record on the gramophone and start it.
El gramófono. Oh.
That doesn't work. I must have forgotten a step.
Bling. Ahí está. Bien. Pam. Oh, botones reculeados.
It looks like some...
Whip. Whip. Y ahora, ¿cómo lo?
Oh, Donald. We're in the middle of recording.
Oh.
Sorry, Betty, but it's not wise. The doctor said you should rest your voice.
You're such a killjoy sometimes.
Betty was such a good singer.
It's true. Did she have any problem with her throat?
Yes, she had to be careful with her voice. Of course, she didn't follow the doctor's advice. If Don didn't insist, she... Well, it's too late for all that now.
¿Cómo que la vieja no está ni ahí?
It looks like this woman is single, but she has feelings for someone.
Está enamorada de
She's
Donald.
looking so intensely at this photo. But is it really a sister that she's studying in this manner? They made the perfect couple, am I correct?
Yes, in a way. She was pretty and he...
Well,
He's a bright man, with a promising career ahead of him. He would have made Betty a good husband. He was always attentive and generous. Oh, a true gentleman.
I hear a note of envy in your voice.
You must have heard wrong.
Donald appeared to be very much in love with your sister.
Yes, he was mad about her.
Mad about
Mad, you say? Being madly in love can often be destructive, and Mr. Fraser was known for being jealous, I believe.
No more than average. Men are always slightly possessive, especially when they are with a pretty woman.
You are a poor liar, Mademoiselle Bernard.
Excuse me, Mr. Poirot, but I do not see why you are interested in our humble little crime.
It would appear that your sister's murder is the second in a series that we have to stop as quickly as possible. The first was in Andover, and the same as your sister, the murderer sent me a letter informing me that a crime would be committed in that town. Now can I count on your honesty?
Yes, you have my confidence, Mr. Poirot. Don is a quiet and sensitive young man. Slightly reserved, too. And as is often the case with reserved people, when he flew into a temper, he completely lost control. He could be so violent. Betty was frightened.
And when was this?
The first time was about a year ago. But they rowed more recently. Donald found out that Betty had lied to him. She said she was going out with a girlfriend, but she went out for dinner with a married man. It was an awful scene. She told him that until they were married, she was free to go with whoever she pleased. Donald turned quite pale and started shaking and kept saying one day...
Well?
he'd commit murder.
No sé, ¿ah? Ay.
Do you think that is what happened?
No, Mr. Poirot, I don't believe that. You yourself said he may be a recidivist madman. Don loved Betty with all his heart. I can't imagine for one instant that he would hurt her.
Very good, Mademoiselle Bernard. Thank you for your help.
Fraser is at the Ginger Cat. The police haven't spoken to him, but they want to.
Très bien, Hastings. Let's see him now. Au revoir, mademoiselle. My deepest condolences to your parents.
Of course, Mr. Poirot. And don't be too hard on Don. He's more fragile than he looks.
If you say so. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Bueno. Veamos. Betty tenía seguramente una cita con alguien aquella noche. Betty salía mucho. Un cliente vino solo. Exacto. El hombre sedujo a Betty antes de llevarla a la playa donde la estranguló. Pom, 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 pom.
Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Pero lo que acabamos de hacer. ¿Qué esconde el comportamiento de Megan? ¿Quién era Megan? No importa. Mira, mucho la foto del weón. No. Debilidad. Megan tenía un móvil para asesinar a su hermana. Eso sí. Donald tenía un móvil para asesinar a Betty. Betty salía mucho. Y era violento. Me falta esa vista, no puedo responder aún.
Hastings always pays more.
Mr. Poirot, I don't...
Hay que mirarme. Que voy a ir a Donald ahora.
You've seen Fraser, Hastings. What is your feeling?
He's a big chap. Fragile isn't exactly the word that springs to mind. I talked to his landlady before seeing him. She went to bed at 11. Fraser wasn't home yet.
Yeah. Megan Barnard said he's a reserved character but with a nasty temper. We will see if this is the case.
Más 10 puntos de ego. No sé qué wey. Hola, viejito.
How do you do, Mr. Fraser?
Yeah, Hercule Poirot. Mr. Hastings said you wanted to speak to me.
Yes. I know that it may not be the right time, but I would like to ask you a few questions. This man looks suspicious.
Y curado como zorro. Oh.
Donald Fraser is in a terrible state, as if he hadn't slept all night. And he's drinking White Horse.
White Horse. Animal Horse.
Leave me alone.
No.
Tell me that it's a mistake. That Betty isn't dead.
Sadly, your lady friend has been murdered, Mr. Fraser.
Oh, Betty, if only you'd listened.
If she had listened to you, she would still be alive. Should I take that to be a confession?
With that sort of thinking, you must send a lot of innocent men to prison. Under different circumstances, I might even find you amusing, sir.
It's no time for amusement, Mr. Fraser. It is time to find your fiancé's killer. Did you know what her plans were for the evening?
She said she was having dinner with her sister.
And you believed her?
And why not, sir? She was my fiancée.
That did not stop her from lying to you before. Betty was not a bad girl, but she did like to take advantage of her success with men.
How dare you sully her memory?
Please excuse me if I appear to be brutal. I understand that this is a difficult time for you.
So you understand why I don't feel like talking, Mr. Poirot?
Ah, I knew I'd find you here, Poirot. I thought the victim's young man was here.
Yes, is all yours, Chief Inspector. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Bueno. No voy a dar información a este culiao. Podría haberse encontrado en la playa, matar. Sí. Tenía Donald un móvil para todos los asesinatos. ¿Ah? Repo. No hay nada que lo vincule con la otra. Exceptuando que nombraron a un doctor. Uy.
Fraser doesn't have an alibi and he's extremely jealous.
You are very skilled at summing up.
And yet you haven't asked Jack to arrest him.
It is too soon. But I agree, without the letters announcing the crimes, Fraser would already be behind bars. Bon, I think we have enough elements. Let's reconstruct the events at the scene of the crime.
I can't imagine how the murderer wasn't seen, though. Surely she must have struggled.
Let us try and imagine the scene. The killer and the victim are walking on the beach. Miss Betty has a bag, a belt around her waist, and carries her shoes in her hand. Both of them walk slowly to hut number 5. Both of them walk slowly to hut number 6.
Está caminando al otro lado.
Miss Betty enters the hut. She leaves without her belongings. Then she hides a code.
¿Por qué dejo las cosas dentro?
They keep walking. Then she removes her belt.
The murderer moves behind her and then attacks her by surprise. The body falls, lifeless, on the sand.
Everything appears to match the crime scene, mon cher Hastings. That is exactly what happened.
Qué raro. Como que tiene poco sentido.
Without the ABC, we might have suspected Mr. Asher and Mr. Fraser. But by timing his crimes, the murderer is making sure he's accused. In a way, it is very generous of him.
Generous? The murderer seduced Betty in order to lure her to the beach and kill her.
Indeed, the young woman was certainly careless, but not stupid enough to follow a stranger.
What are you planning to do, Poirot?
Return to London, mon cher Hastings.
Oh. Vamos de aquí.
Right, back to London. There is nothing more for us to do here.
Jap has decided to reveal details to the press. The alphabet murder is now famous.
It is not a bad idea. The more people who know, the greater our chances of finding out something of interest.
Poirot, I have a bad feeling.
I have a bad feeling.
Poor Mr. Poirot, not so good at these little criminal matters as you thought yourself, are you? Rather past your prime, perhaps. Let us see if you can do any better this time. This time, it's an easy one. Churston on the 30th. Do try and do something about it. It's a bit dull having it all my own way, you know. Good hunting. Ever yours, ABC. Good hunting. Did you hear that, Poirot? The murderer seems to be taking it all as a game, a challenge. He will strike on 30th in Churston. We must warn Scotland Yard.
By the way, Hastings, what day is it?
Well, looking at the calendar, it's the 30th. No time to lose. We must prepare our suitcases for Churston.
Mon Dieu, it is already 10 o'clock. I will call Scotland Yard immediately.
Immediately.
Hello, Jap. We received a new letter from ABC in the 10 o'clock post.
Where and when?
In Churston. Today.
Today? I'll inform the population immediately.
I'll check the train times. Call me back. It is not a good time. Daily Flicker, July 30. In this issue, we are publishing provocative letters sent by the killer to Hercule Poirot. Unfortunately, they... Daily Flicker, July the 26th, 1935. The Bexhill... Hastings, what you are doing is an absolute disaster. That is no way to pack suitcases.
Heavens, we must hurry. We have to get to Churston before the murder.
Hastings' order and method are always necessary, regardless of the circumstances.
Okay, okay. I'll let you pack them.
All the same, it really is a disgrace to leave your belongings in such a mess.
La pura caga.
Voila. It only took a minute.
Poirot, you were right. I've just consulted the ABC guide. There's no hurry. The next train doesn't leave till 11:45.
You see, there is no need to hurry. We will not be in Churston until tomorrow morning, after the murder.
But why has the murderer warned us so late? It's not what he usually does. Did he do it on purpose?
Very good question, Hastings. We should also compare the letter we have just received with the other two, although I have very little doubt about what we will find.
Vamos a revisar.
We've missed the 6:45 train, but we have plenty of time to catch the night train. Hastings' photo album. He is very proud of his bag. It is not a good time. Hastings, it would appear that you are getting slightly thin on top.
Really? I hadn't...
In his haste, Hastings tore the envelope.
¿Qué son esto? Observar. La dirección escrita en el sobre es incorrecta. El asesino escribió White House. Sobre contenía carta del asesino, al menos podría.
Poor Mr. Poirot. It is not the right time. Mon ami, it is a pleasure to be working with you again. I have missed you these past few years. I locked... some... Right, let us compare this new letter with the second one. Let us examine this more closely.
A ver, tenemos la I.
Certain characters in the two letters may have similar defects. Yes, this I is weird. Yes, the I characters in the two letters do indeed. I have to find some... Yes, the A... That's right. The A characters... I have to find some other similar...
Otro más. Y la W era la que tenía.
The W is...
Crime, let's better times crew. Oh, ahí está.
Of course, the W... My theory was right. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Decidió revelar a la prensa los detalles del caso al asesino con la fecha correcta.
The letter should have arrived in time. The postmark shows that it was sent 3 days ago. However, our man made a mistake in the address, which explains the delay. All the same, the post office took their time correcting the error.
Come on, Poirot. Your address is not quite as well known as that of Scotland Yard.
Pero bueno, sabe dónde queda la casa, el culiao.
Poirot, the telephone.
I have some news from Churchton. Bad news, I'm afraid. Sir Carmichael Clark was murdered while out on his evening walk.
Sir Carmichael Clark. The name is familiar to me.
He was a famous throat specialist, one of the best in London. A wealthy man, he retired to Combside, a beautiful house by the sea. He collected antiques.
Are you going there?
Yes, let's meet on the train.
A la chucha.
The victim is called Sir Carmichael Clark, one of the best throat specialists in London. The body was still warm when we found it. If we'd been warned earlier, we definitely could have saved him.
It appears that the murderer made a mistake when he wrote his letter.
A mistake? Lucky for him.
And what if he did it on purpose?
No. He's defined his madcap rules and he's sticking to them. It's a matter of pride for him. Shall we go up to the house, Poirot?
You go, my friends. I will come soon.
Ya la voy a dejar hasta acá nomás. Como prueba estuvo bueno. Así que eso. Si alguien lo ve en el futuro, saluditos. Seguiremos con Pierrot. Ay.